Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. We will get into it here. The news. This is one of those weeks, some of the weeks are easier than others because they lend themselves to being a silly Billy. You can be a little goofy. But this week feels heavier, because of the whole the killing. And I do have this mocha, this kind of ice blended drink, and I feel like this is going to make it seem like I'm not taking it seriously for the simple fact that it has whipped cream on top of it. But that's how it comes. It's from the coffee bean and tea leaf. Which, interestingly enough, and I will get to this, the killing, coffee bean and tea leaf was mismanaged. It could have been, maybe it never could have been as big as Starbucks, but it was bought by a private equity company, and they focused on these weird Asian teas and these weird mango drinks. And then Filipinos got into it, and that was kind of the end. But this mocha blend, I think, is better than the Frappuccino because they use cocoa powder. And that, to me, they focused a lot on the tea and kind of tropical island concoctions. And it's like, how many people want that? And apparently not a lot. Not a lot of them. Like every now and then you'll see somebody get real excited about a mango tea or something. But for the most part, that's not what it is. So I don't want you seeing this coffee bean tea leaf ice blended. And they're not sponsoring the show either. Let me get ahead of that. I've gotten not $1 from the people at the coffee bean and tea leaf about this. But as I consume this, and there will be a moment where I'll take the top off because I do like to kind of eat the whipped cream before it deflates. But I will discuss this while I'm doing that. And and I'll try not to have this happen, but if there is a situation where there's whipped cream on my nose while I'm doing this, it's not, you know what I mean? I'm not doing a thing. I'm doing my best so that doesn't happen. But there is a chance that'll happen, and then I'm going to look ridiculous because I have whipped cream on my nose from this coffee blended beverage, and I'm trying to make points. And I don't want people to get upset at that. Or if I spill it on myself, if any of it gets on me while I'm making these points and there's whipped cream on me, if I spill it on myself, then I don't want people going, look how ridiculous he looks. Now I'm not going to listen to anything this guy has to say because he has this mocha ice blended. You know what's another problem with the coffee bean tea leaf? The name. Ice blended. Frappuccino is a better name. This happens all the time where two companies will have a similar product. One of them's name, Cold Stone. Better name than Marble Slab Creamery. Some of those names, they're too on the nose. We know it's ice blended. That sounds crazy to say. Look, it's Marble Slab Creamery. But when you say Cold Stone, it just has more of a ring to it. I'm not stalling either. I'm going to talk about I'm going to go into it. All right, so Minnesota. Cold place. I've performed there a bunch. The people that come out to see me are I appreciate them, all of them. And I love them. I don't love them. I don't know. Why would I say I love them? I don't love them. I don't know them. I don't care. But it's an area that I've gone and it's been good to me. Not great. Other places are better, Chicago, Boston, whatever. But it's fine. I do one of those casinos there with Native American, one of those where it's a Native American thing, and I'm happy to be a part of the healing journey that we're all kind of on in this country, or we should be on. Kind of healing and learning, and so I feel like I'm a part of that when I go to one of those casinos in Minnesota and I do a show. I feel like it's a step in the right direction. Because there's a lot of steps in the wrong direction. And we're going to talk about them. The other thing is that Coffee Bean never got into food. Starbucks got into food. They started doing little sandwiches, little egg bites. Those sous vide egg bites were a thing. And a lot of people were doing high-protein diet, keto-type diets. So the sous vide egg bite, huge. Those sandwiches that you heat up, those little protein, the egg and the cheese, the protein pack, Minnesota. Listen, there's a lot. Now I'm going to open this up because the whipped cream is deflating, and the whipped cream is kind of the point of the drink. I'm not laughing at what is happening. Obviously, it's crazy. What about these daycares? All right, that's another story. So there's this woman in her car. She's a lesbian poet. This is the story. I'm not even doing anything. I'm literally saying the story. And then you have ICE. And who the hell are they? We don't even know. These are people that answered an ad on Craigslist. These people, who is joining ICE? These people are so shot. The people who are joining ICE are so shot. They don't have anything going on. These are people who a mole threw out because they couldn't do security at a mall. They I don't know what they did, but they're out now. They maybe attacked a child or something. So I don't know who's, they got ICE in there. And ICE is going, I don't know what's happening in Minnesota either, but they're because of the Somalis and the daycare. That's why there's more ICE there now than there was. Because there's a federal investigation into the daycares, because the kid did the thing with the daycares. Okay. Which, whatever. I don't know. What am I investigating? I'm sure there's fraud. There's a lot of fraud everywhere, but I'm sure there is fraud there. I'm sure there's something there. And we've talked about that, But I'm not like boots on the ground in Minnesota going to daycares, finding out where the kids are. You know what I mean? This is not part of my job as whatever I'm doing here. I don't even know what I'm doing. But whatever I'm doing, hello? I don't even know their name. What's a Somali name? I don't even know what a Somali name is. Whatever I say will sound racist, but I don't know. I know Mogadishu is in Somalia from Black Hawk Down. So let's say one of them's named that. Hello, are you Mogadishu? Where are the children? That's my impression of me doing it. If I was doing it, that's what I would have said. I only said their name was Mogadishu because I don't know any other Somali words. Now, so they got the daycares going, and they're probably skimming a little. They're coming here. A lot of groups of people come here and they go. I mean, the Italians did it, you know. The Italians did the mafia. The Irish, like got drunk and just hit people, hit women. But a lot of those Irish women that were hitting, let's be honest. But what I'm saying is this. It's not, you got some fraud. You got some fraud. Like, I can imagine, like, the DHS or whatever being like, you've listed one of the children's names as Jiminy Cricket. So this woman, Mowgli. So this woman is a lesbian poet, and she supposedly is like, and then you have Ice. This is a bad mix. I couldn't think, and I'm not, could you think of a worse mix than a lesbian poet and Ice? That's not a fun, is that a fun holiday party? Is that a fun holiday party? We have the lesbian poet and Ice are all together in a house? Not my house. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that in my house. Because it's a combustible mix. The lesbian poet she's like anti-Ice. And I've been really consistent here with the fact that I believe we need a border and a country, and I don't think we can have an open border. It's not realistic. It's not, I just don't understand why anyone thinks that would work. If anyone can explain to me why they think that would work, whereas we just keep bringing people in, the people here are doing terribly, but we just keep bringing people in. But I also think these like ICE raids, which are kind of performative and cruel and a bit psychotic, are not doing this administration any favors. I think they're making people less concerned with immigration enforcement because they're equating all immigration enforcement to these random brutal raids where you see people that have been here 30 years like hogtied and thrown into a van. But I do think there's a lot of people, the Tren de Agua gang, that Venezuelan gang, like people like that. We have our own gangs. We don't want to bring in other gangs. Seems crazy. So I get it. Some people have to go. So you have this lesbian poet, then you have ICE, and then you have this video. Now this video is the sticking point. Do we have the video, John? Can we get the video? This video is the sticking point. Here's what I'm doing with this video. I'm showing it to children to try to get their thoughts on it. Because every adult I know has a bias. Every adult I know has a bias, one way or the other. But if you show this thing to a 5-year-old, they got to be less than 10. Around 10, they start developing a political identity now. So around 10 or 11, they all start going, well, of course. And you're like, what do you mean? Around 11, they start going, play stupid games, win stupid prize. You're like, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Or they'll just go, fuck pigs. You don't know which way it's going to go. You got to get them around that 6, 7 age. 6, 7, like you got to get them when they're trolling a little. So you got to get them pre-troll. But you show this, my godson is 5 years old. I showed it to him. Like, you got to show this video to children who don't have a political, and by the way, that's how we're going to have to decide most stuff in the country. We're going to have to decide most stuff in the country by showing it to children who do not have a psychotic political allegiance yet. And they'll have to get younger and younger because the kids will get radicalized to the point where my 5-year-old godson will be radicalized soon. Then you'll have to go show it to a 3-year-old. You'll have to start showing these videos to infants And just based on their eye movement and what if they can lift their hand where they point to, you'll have to make decisions because everyone approaches this now with so much baggage and anger, justifiable anger. This woman got shot in the head and the guy didn't have to do it. You watched the video. Was it smart for her to accelerate or try to get away and not obey his command? Well, clearly not. She's dead. But did he feel like he was going to die if he didn't shoot her 3 times in the face? I don't believe that. He's shooting her from the side of the car in the window. But I had to have all of that explained to me by a 6-year-old at the Cheesecake Factory who was eating with his parents. And I said, do you mind if I show your son a video of what happened in Minnesota? And they said, yeah, that's fine. And I go, I want to get a read on this. They go, yeah, he's pretty good with stuff like this. I go, this isn't going to he won't have nightmares or anything. They go, he doesn't really care. And I explained to him, I said, listen, I want to show you a video. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. What's the deal? And then he said to me, listen, it's just literally word for word. He said, it is clear from this video that while she may or may not have been engaged in obstructing ISIS operations, which would be maybe laudable depending on your point of view, but unlawful, clearly. He said, but from this video, we can see that the acceleration does not get to the point where the officer fears for his life enough to justifiably shoot her 3 times in the face. And then I said, thank you. And he goes, no problem. And I had to literally find a child at the Cheesecake Factory who had not developed a political identity yet. Everyone in our country has a political identity. No one's interesting, by the way. You don't want to spend time with anyone. No one. I mean, truly. The internet has made everything so uncool. No offense to Mr. Beast. I look at that Beast Games thing he did and all the people that came out to see it. I mean, it couldn't be less cool. It couldn't be less cool. I don't know what that is. And I'm sure it's interesting. I don't know what he's got people doing Hunger Games stuff. I don't care. I'm not begrudging, whatever. His success, God bless. But it couldn't look less cool. It looks like the Mathletes. Like it looks like a club you wouldn't join in high school. And that's what Tech has done. And that guy's the most successful person in the world. It's like Mr. Beast and Peter Thiel are they're like the 2 people who are the most successful. But my point is that everyone has a political identity. And that identity, the facts on the ground don't matter. It doesn't matter. Everybody's values are incredibly fluid, depending on what they think happens, what they think an event says about their ideology. So you see a lot of people that are justifiably angry at the excessive use of force. You're not going to get a murder conviction. You won't. You just won't. Reasonable doubt, you won't get it. Whatever. You can call it murder. It is murder. I mean, he murdered her. I don't know. You'll never get a conviction. A drug dealer sells someone drugs, they die. You can say it's murder, but you'll never get, here, I don't think you'll get a conviction on that. You don't need to overhaul your life to start investing. Just automate it. With Stash, your New Year money goals can quietly run in the background while you focus on everything else. Have you dabbled in investing here and there but haven't been happy with how things are going? Stash helps turn good intentions into consistent progress. Investing shouldn't feel like a gamble. With Stash's smart portfolio, your money is guided by experts, giving you peace of mind while it grows. Stash isn't just another investing app. It's a registered investment advisor that combines automated investing with expert personalized guidance so you don't have to worry about gambling or figuring it out on your own. Stash is simple, smart, and stress-free. Choose from personalized investments. Let Stash's award-winning smart portfolio do their work for you, or pick a combo of both. Stash is there to guide you every step of the way. Don't let your money sit around. Put it to work with Stash. Get.stash.com/Tim to see how you can receive $25 towards your first stock purchase and to view important disclosures. Get.stash.com/Tim. get.stash.com/Tim. Paid non-client endorsement, not representative of all clients and not a guarantee. Investment advisory services offered by Stash Investments, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk. Offer is subject to terms and conditions. But everyone wants a civil war on all sides. Like, everyone on the internet is trying to, like, make a civil war happen. And, like, everyone's trying to, like, what, do I have whipped cream? Where? I got it. I told you it was going to happen. I literally said it was going to happen in the beginning of the show. This is so much better than the Frappuccino. Fuck the Frappuccino. How about that? Anyway, the Civil War is we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to avoid that. We're finally doing good stuff. We got Maduro. We captured him, and we're stealing their oil. Listen, I mean, you might not like it. It might not help you, but it should. If gas doesn't come down, gas has got to come down. Gas has got to come down. Because now we're doing the thing, and everybody's said this already. Obviously, this is not my, like, I'm late to this train. But, you know, it's pretty widely accepted now that we went in there to steal the oil. No one's even pretending that we're doing anything else. We're just, this is our thing. So the price of oil has to come down. If we're going to kidnap a guy, which was clearly some deal, someone sold him out, obviously. But if that shit's going to happen, we're going to do stuff like that. The thing, the commodity that it is linked to has to come down. It has to come down. It has to come down. The American people, because it's already happened, by the way. You can debate, and you can debate whether you like or don't like that we do these things, but it doesn't matter anymore. No one cares anymore. This is really just, the executive is the only branch government that's only like, that's the only one that's kind of like halfway functioning. No one cares. Congress or whatever, Supreme Court. I mean, stop. You're just going to wake up and hear about different people we've kidnapped. You'll just wake up and hear about it. You'll just wake up and they'll be like, they got the president of Panama. You go, what? They go, yeah, they got him. He was skiing. They got him when he was skiing. Yeah, he got to the bottom of the hill. They just got him. Oh. And then you got to find out, what do they grow there? Well, what do we get? What do we get? I mean, Colombia, we get blow, we get coffee. Like, what do we get? What is the product that is less expensive because we have kidnapped the leader of that country? Truly. I mean, that's how we will survive for the next few years until it's a World War III, which seems to be months, if not years away. Like, it's coming. But before that, we will kidnap a bunch of people and try to bring down the cost of things. You know? And you might not even know. It's going to get to the point where you'll be in the grocery store and go, why are these blueberries so cheap? And they go, we just killed the governor of Maine. We killed that guy. You're going to go, interesting. They go, yeah, they just sent special forces in. They broke his neck in front of his family. You go, that's why these things are 90 cents. They go, yeah, blueberries are basically free for the next 3 months. There's chaos in the blueberry market. They broke the neck of the governor of Maine in front of his kids just to make a point. So that's what I mean. We're just going to use violence, and the violence will get more and more sadistic, but you also are not going to care because the prices of things are going to come down. Like, if gas goes down to like $3, you're not going to give a shit about this. You're going to give a fuck about Maduro with $3 fucking gas? Fuck you. Gas in California is so fucking high. If you get gas to be cheaper, it's going to be, no one's going to care. You're going to not care about, because we're going to do crazy shit now. We've established the precedent that we're coming. We're going to come, we're going to kidnap you in the middle of the night, and we're going to fly you to Brooklyn, and then we're going to steal whatever resource you have. And it's going to start in places like Venezuela, and then eventually we're just going to start whacking people in our own country. That's what always happens. Like in our own country, we're just going to start. Like, this is crazy. This is insane. Maple syrup is $1. They just burned the governor of Vermont in his house with his family. They burned his whole family. I go, that's fucking nuts. I go, we're running the maple syrup industry in Vermont. Because as life gets worse and the jobs go, you're going to have to get stuff. So you don't revolt. Trump knows, they all know this. They all know, they're going to revolt if we don't get the gas cheaper and make the food cheaper. They know that. They know they can't keep on this trajectory unless they make life easier for people. They have to make life easier for people. You know what I mean? They want gas to drop so low that even the wife of that woman who was tragically shot, it was going to get in her car and fill up the tank and go, listen, I got to be honest. I'm very mad at this, national security state, obviously, but gas is fucking low. That's what they want. They want people to just embrace your base survival, because that's really what they're training you to not think about anything outside of what you really need, your selfish desires. It doesn't matter what we had to do to get it. It doesn't matter that chaos will unleash. For a while, the chaos won't be near you. Eventually, the chaos will come closer and closer to home. For a while, it'll be in a foreign country. Then it'll be yelling over the hill. Then it'll be figures in the distance. And then it'll be your own children killing you. But it'll take a minute before it gets there, because that's when you unleash violence. This is what happens. Violence becomes its own justification, and you think you're unleashing it in far-flung corners of the world, but eventually it will come back and find you, and that's what it always does. You bring drugs into America, you get a bunch of people here addicted to them, they come and they put a gun to your head. It is what it is, but we've made the decision now. We're just going full mask off. Hey, let's go. Let's get the prices of things lower any way we can. Any way we can. This is the real tariff. People talk about tariffs. This is the real tariff. We're kidnapping your leader. Remember in the beginning, they were like tariffs. Like, well, people will start building factories in America. And then we were like, that's taking too long. We're going to go and kidnap the leader. Now, Venezuela, of course, there are armed leftist guerrilla gangs in the streets going door to door. And the situation between the vice president, Delcy something, Rodriguez, Maduro's motorcycle thugs go door to door and hunt for Trump supporters. Yeah. So here's the deal. Venezuela is gonna get wacky. There's going to be a power struggle. There's a few people high up in the military that are Maduro loyalists. They're no fans of the Yankee imperialist vision, but they're going to have to fall in line. So that's going to get sticky, and we're going to have to figure that out. We're going to have to buy some people off. We're going to have to kill some people. It's just the way it is. We're in it now. We're in it now. So it's not going to be great. Like, I know everybody was like excited, like right after, like a lot of these people are like, see, he was a tyrant. Now it's better. Well, it's not going to be great overnight. There's going to be a lot of instability. And because a lot of people like this guy. When a dictator goes, there was always a lot of people that were like, he was cool. I liked him. And there's a lot of people that are like, I hated him. He killed my son or whatever. But then there's a lot of people that were like, that guy was swell. That's the way it is. If you kidnap Trump, half the country would love it, half the country would hate it. You know, this is just the way it is. So, you know, you just got to accept the new reality of American foreign policy. We are going to be kidnapping people all over the world. And we're going to show up like Santa Claus, except we don't bring presents. We kidnap you. We're just going to be kidnapping people. And you could support it or not support it, and the people doing it don't care. And the hope with this is that eventually we're going to bring the cost of living down through kidnapping world leaders. I mean, that's now the plan. Nothing else has worked. So we're going to have to bring the cost of living down by kidnapping world leaders. No, I mean, this is like it's like an action movie from the 90s. Like when I was a kid, like you're going to see world leaders just get perp walked in Brooklyn. And then hopefully, like, you know, the prices stuff's going to go down. You're going to go the price of turkey's down. So that's what we're going to have to do. That's the decision that we've made. But as far as this woman, what's her name? Her name, Renee Brown? Renee, this is very sad. Brene Brown is a motivational speaker. That's not who we're doing. What's her name? Renee. Remember that song, Just Walk Away, Renee? Let's not play that because it's a copyright and people will say I'm being insensitive, and I am not. What is it? Renee Nicole Good? Renee Nicole Good. You know, again, this is a unfortunate, horrific situation. I don't think, listen, if you disagree with ICE, as many people do, blocking federal agents, and I'm not saying this woman was doing this, by the way, but I do think that she was part of a group of people that was trying to interfere with what they were doing. I do think, and that's just, she's on those groups, message groups and things like that. I do think that when you do stuff like that, federal agents are going to respond how federal agents respond. You cannot obstruct law enforcement, physically use violence, try to intimidate law enforcement. Now, the extent to which she was doing that obviously is what everybody's debating. I don't believe the cop was justified in shooting her 3 times in the face. By the way, I've always believed this, and this is something that I've caught heat for, but I've literally believed it since I'm a kid. I don't believe you should ever shoot someone in the face more than once. Seriously, I just think it's ridiculous. So that they did that, and they, you know, these are not well-trained law enforcement people in ICE right now. We're taking people that did backyard wrestling. I mean, the people that are in ICE right now this is your cousin who, like, was in backyard wrestling. Like, this is tough. This is not the cream of the crop. You know the guys that kidnapped Maduro, like Delta Force, Navy SEALs? This is not them. This is not the Delta Force, Navy SEAL people. This is people that, like, this is people in their 3rd grade report card the teacher wrote that has violent tendencies. You know, I mean, this is not, it just is what it is. I'm not saying you don't need law enforcement to deal with people. certainly people that have committed crimes, people that are in the country illegally, there has to be a process. There has to be some accountability. I understand that. And most sane people understand it. The thing about Minnesota where you go, no one's illegal on stolen land and stuff, this is also silly and ridiculous. All land is stolen. That doesn't mean you don't have laws in a country, dummy. These people are not like serious people. But the same people that are saying she deserved 3 shots to the face are also not serious. The country desperately needs serious people. They desperately need people that are serious people, that are not like completely off the chain. That's why I showed the video to a 6-year-old at the Cheesecake Factory to get some perspective. Show your children the video. Show your children the video. You have too much baggage. You are to one side or another. You've been too radicalized. Show it to your child. Go, hey, bud. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Don't touch the dog like that. We don't touch the dog by the eye. We don't do that. You know that. You know we don't touch the dog by its eye. We don't touch his face. We pet him, okay? But we don't touch his face, and we don't put our face near his face. Now, mommy wants to show you a video right now, okay? Now, it's because we want to get a fresh pair of eyes on this. Me and your father have been fighting about it for a half hour. We want to get a fresh pair of eyes. All right. Would you like to watch a video? Bluey. It's not Bluey. It's not Bluey, and I want you to look at me, and I want you to focus. Do you know what a civil war is? What? Well, we're on the verge of that. It's a war, okay, between people that live in our country. And it's happening because people, they're watching this video, and we don't know what happened. Now, before I show you this video, I just want to prepare you. All right. The woman who drove this car got shot in the face 3 times. What? She was shot in the face 3 times. And I want you to watch this video and tell me what you think. Now play the video.
No! Shame! Shame! Oh my...
And then the kid will do this. Why he do that? He was on the side of the car. It didn't seem like he was going to get hit. It seemed like he's freaking out. That's what it feels like to me. Even though I don't know why that woman was in the middle of the cops. Even though they're doing fucked up shit. She was putting herself in danger. But he didn't have to shoot her in the face 3 times. And I find it weird that the FBI is not letting a local investigation happen. and they're giving him immunity. And that's what the child would say. And then people, you know, because that's the answer here, by the way. The answer is this. We need better trained people in that role. We can't have people going into community. And you don't want to call them ICE. You want to abolish ICE or call them something else, whatever. If Tren de Agua, if somebody does something, law enforcement's got to exist. The abolish the police crowd, they're not serious. But again, it's like, what are we doing? What are we, 15? Like, I don't have time to deal with these people. I can't. See them on threads all the time. These people, they want something they're not ready for. They're not ready for what they want. They want some civil war. They don't want this. I'm telling you. They think they do because everything's a tweet and a threat, whatever. This is not what you want. So we have those people. And then we have people that are cucking for law enforcement no matter what they do. And those people are celebrating this. And celebrating death is ghoulish. It was ghoulish with Kirk. It's ghoulish now. And I think that people have to understand that if we're going to have a civil society, if anyone has any interest in having a civil, functioning society, you're going to have better trained people in those roles so that things like this don't happen. You're also going to have to do not glamorize attacking or blocking federal agents. If you glamorize this, if there is an idea that this is a historic mission that you're on and that you're going to take it to that level, there will be a consequence depending on what you do and the response to it. So when you glamorize that, as I have seen, she died for a good cause. She died, when you do things like this and you're egging people on to be violent towards law enforcement, federal agents, ICE, whatever, whether you hate them or not, whether you feel that they're justified or not, they're federal law enforcement. So if you're glamorizing people being violent, then you're going to get people killed. Nutrafol is such a great thing. A friend of mine is taking it. We can't tease him anymore. We only tease him because of his lack of professional success. Nutrafol is for people whose hair is thinning, shedding, hair issues, or hair health. It's a proactive approach. It targets the root causes. So many of my friends have seen improved hair growth, decreased shedding, visible thickness, clinically tested formula without compromising sexual performance. You take 4 pills a day with a meal, and I'm telling you, everybody that I know is taking Nutrafol. Everyone loves it. It's really interesting. January, people tend to reinvent themselves. New year, new you. But real progress doesn't happen overnight. It comes from steady, consistent work. That's exactly what Nutrafol believes. Hair growth isn't about shortcuts or quick fixes. It's about supporting yourself and your hair with the right routine so you can stay strong, confident, and all those things. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. It is also the #1 selling hair growth supplement brand. Nutrafol men's supplements are peer-reviewed, 100% drug-free, NSF content certified, and clinically proven to improve hair growth, all without impacting sexual performance. Automated deliveries, free shipping, up to 20% savings, free. 1-to-1 naturopathic doctor consults, and a complimentary Headspace membership included. Skip the shortcuts and see thicker and stronger hair in 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code TIM. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code TIM. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code TIM. I'm telling you right now, my best friend is using Ethos. It is a life insurance company. And when you bring a child into this world, which he just did, your perspective changes overnight. Suddenly you're thinking years ahead about childcare, school, and the milestones you can't wait to see. And for me, part of loving my family meant thinking about their future, his family and his future, even in the uncomfortable ways. Life insurance isn't a fun topic, but one you need to think about. And I'm so glad that my friend found out about Ethos. He carries a lot of responsibility in his household. If something happened to him, there are real consequences like mortgage payments, tuition, everyday bills that don't just disappear. But I'm telling you right now, this is actually true. If you want to be a good dad, mom, or you have to get Ethos, because a good dad, mom, or you have to get Ethos. It makes getting life insurance fast and easy, 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. There's no medical exam. You can just answer a few health questions. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies are as low as $30 a month. As of March 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. Ethos has 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with 3,000 reviews. Protect your family with the life insurance from Ethos now by going to ethos.com/GIM. In as little as 10 minutes, you can get your free quote and up to $3 million in coverage at ethos.com/GIM. That's ethos.com/GIM, ethos.com/GIM. Application times and rates may vary. And a civil war in this country is just going to be random. Most people agree it's not going to be like two sides fighting each other. It's going to just be random pockets of violence. And we got to avoid that. That's what we got to avoid. Now, it's not cool to say that. It's much cooler to be like, fuck them, kill them all. Let's kill. It's like, it's not what adults say. That's not what adults say, but we don't have adults, which is why you have to show your children this video. I know you don't want to, but it's the only honest feedback you're going to get is from a child whose brain hasn't been broiled with media for the last 20 years. You can't even show this to a boomer. They'll be like, she's in a car, killer. You don't even know what's happening. Why is she in a car? If she's innocent, why is she in a car on the ice? You can't even show this to a boomer. You can't. You can't. Because they like watching people die. The only joy they have is watching people get shot. It's every movie they've watched has been of that. Most of the TV shows, they love watching the news and watching people get shot. It makes them feel better. So you can't get their opinion. You can't ask for someone's opinion over the age of 70 here. Well, the cops walked up to her car and listen. If you don't want to get shot, stay in your house. Like they're not reliable. And then you have the people that are just like they're cooked. This guy, make this big. Can you make this video big so we can watch it one more time? Yeah, let's watch it again. Can you slow it down? Can you pause this for a second? Is there a way for you to slow it down? Yeah. Okay, if we can just slow it down a little bit. That's too slow. That's going to take 45 minutes to do this video. That's going to be that's way too slow. Slow it down once he gets to the thing. Here's the thing. Right away, when they say get out of the car, I don't know what she did before this. We have no context. We're just analyzing the video right now. People are even going to get mad that I'm doing this. They're going to be like, why don't you just, I'm analyzing this. We don't know why she's there. I imagine she's there. My guess is that she's obstructing something they're trying to do. This is my guess. I don't know that, but I'm saying I literally don't know that. But she's in a situation that no one seems to be in other than her. Like her car is there. So they are trying to arrest her, essentially, because of whatever. They're saying, get out of the car. She's not getting out of the car. Let's watch. But I'm trying to put this together because I've seen this video 90 times. And I don't know what led up to this video. Okay.
No! Shame!
Yeah, so I mean, the woman in the car did the wrong thing. Meaning, and this is obvious, meaning that it's not even a debatable point because she's dead. It's not even a debatable point. Now, you might say, well, it's her right to, whatever. It didn't work out for her. She did the wrong thing. Now, I don't believe from the angle I'm watching that the federal officer feared for his life. At the speed she's going when she's turning the wheel, I don't believe that the federal officer feared for his life. He could have shot the tires. They could have done other things. This idea that everyone they have to just shoot them in the head. People used to be able in this country to pull off a trick shot where they would shoot, they'd shoot an apple out of your hand. People used to be able to do that. They used to be able to, like real marksmen, a real marksman, shoot the hat off your head. That type of thing. Where it scares you, but you're still alive. But you now know not to play around because someone who's a real marksman. Can you please get up a video of a professional marksman hitting a target just so, because we need to get kind of back to this. If we get some videos of this, like, right. This is what we need. Watch this.
They have to start out at a 45-degree angle and no support, standing completely free from that podium that is in front of them. It's all
her debut in the Olympics, putting that's much better, a 10.6
from the back.
That's much better, a 10.6.
See, what we need, these are the types of people we need in ICE. Turkish sharpshooters who are, that's a thick woman, isn't it? But I like her. But here's my point about that. You need professional marksmen. Can you please, there is a scene. Can you get the shooting scene from Batman 1? The scene where the Joker is shooting his gun in a bunch of different ways. He does it under the leg. It's Michael Keaton. It's Batman 1. And yeah, maybe it's the long gun. Get this. Now, let's try to find, because we're hiring these people and they have no, now think about this. What? Look at that. That's what we need. Because it's not about the shooting, it's about the actual gun. Go back to that. Go back to this. Imagine, instead of shooting this woman, he pulls it. Look at that. It's about the visual of it coming out. We need stuff like this. We need ICE to kind of, they got to stop killing. But you know what I mean? But there are ways to get people's attention. Like, for example, can you go get the scene where he comes in with the boombox? Because people would like ICE if they did more things like this. Okay? Now, yeah, jump ahead a little bit. Nothing crazy. Okay, keep going. I'll tell you. Okay. Stop. Put the music on. Put it up a little bit. This is the best version of ICE. They're painting. I don't know how this gets the immigrants out, but you think about something like this and just, what if this was ICE? No one would be mad. What if they were doing this in the middle of Minneapolis? The immigrants would be so scared. All right, thank you. That's an idea. It's a thought. It's a thought that that we're not going to be just out there. This is actually kind of a nice story. Man live streams his own death for paying viewers who egg him on. The man allegedly consumed 6 grams of cocaine, 2 energy drinks, and a bottle of whiskey before dying. Well, this is, I got to be honest with you. The internet, I've been feeling this over the last few days, it's getting dark. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed this internet? So now this man has live streamed his own death. His family discovered all the drugs around him. So just make this a little bigger so I can see it. A streamer has died while tackling a live challenge involving cocaine and alcohol for a private group of paying viewers. Sergio Jimenez Ramos was found kneeling in his bedroom unresponsive and cold to the touch. His body was rigid with his head resting on the mattress and one hand clenched around his phone. His mother and brother discovered an almost empty bottle of whiskey, 2 cans of energy drinks, and a pile of cocaine. They repeatedly heard webcam viewers asking, "Are you crashing yet, Sergio? You still haven't finished the bottle of whiskey." I mean, paramedics were called to the family home near Barcelona. He was pronounced dead. Investigators believe he died during a private video call watched by donors who had paid to see him consume a bottle of whiskey and 6 grams of cocaine in under 3 hours. So these are really sick people. And this guy's killing himself on stream. And I guess the people that are watching this know that there's a likelihood that this person is going to die. I mean, I got to be honest with you. It's, this is unleashing the dark spirits in people, the internet. I mean, in October, he began appearing in live streams and private video calls run by a streamer known online for extreme cyber begging challenges. They said of Sergio, he came here, saw what was going on, and set up his own group. Speaking about the night Sergio died, he said, "I was told he took 6 grams in 3 hours and a 2-gram line." Ugh. He added, "I told him several times that 2 grams was an overdose. It's medically established. I told him not to stream, to leave Telegram, that it was rubbish, and that it was going to end badly. I'm not to blame." Sergio was receiving psychic treatment and had a history of substance abuse. This is really sick and disturbing that this is where the internet is heading, where you have people that are paying money to get into these live streams and watch people take their own lives. You know, I'm a pretty tolerant person, but I feel like this type of behavior, you know, it's pretty indefensible. You know, I'm trying to think of a defense. Well, I've just found one. Here's the thing. They paid the money. No, I mean, it's obviously, it's obviously not good. I mean, you know, people are just getting off now and watching people kill themselves. It's incredibly unhealthy. And then those people wake up the next day and they go get a sandwich. Somebody who paid money in that whatever private group, watching this guy destroy himself with drugs and alcohol, paying money, watching this guy kill himself, gets up the next day and goes and gets a Caesar salad somewhere and eats it. It's fucking unbelievable how dark the world is, how incredibly dark corners of the internet have gotten. We've always known about the dark web, the kiddie porn, and all the horrible, you know, shit like that that's out there, you know, hiring the hitman for the wife, all the stuff. But this stuff, these begging challenges where you know, people are literally destroying their mind and body, killing themselves for somebody's viewing pleasure. It's crazy. And here's what's even more fucked up. Netflix just bought this. Netflix just bought this streamer's channel. I am enraged at this. Netflix has just bought all of these kind of torture rooms where people are killing themselves because they had a big meeting at Netflix and they said, this kind of thing needs to be on our service. We've almost got everything. So the team at Netflix has purchased these live stream chat rooms, these begging channels. What do you call them? What do you call these things? Cyber begging challenges. Netflix got together and they said, Let me ask you, have you heard of cyber begging? And one of the young executives is like, no, what's that? Wink, wink. And they go, you know what it is. It's a place where people beg people to do crazy stuff and some of them die. And we want it on Netflix. We want to put it on the front page. Take a 2-gram line, see what happens. So Netflix, this is true, by the way, can look all this up. Nothing on this show is not thoroughly researched. Netflix has just bought these cyber begging challenges, these live streams. They're going out to a lot of the big live streamers who are doing these cyber begging challenges, and Netflix is saying, we want people killing themselves for money on our platform. We have and Netflix tells the people that are between life and death, Netflix tells them, they go, listen, we are a digitally native smart TV app on every smart TV in the world. We have the algorithm. We put out content. We stand behind our content. We are the home of death. Will you be on our homepage killing yourself? We have Friends. And then the guy goes, I like Friends. You know, he's coming out of like some type of, I kind of like Friends. Cyber begging. It's an and they stand up in the Netflix room and he goes, it's an interactive experience that allows people to interact with their favorite creators and ask them to do things like kill themselves. Netflix goes, where can we get legal on this? We can't be blamed. We're just a platform. We're the biggest platform in the world. Don't you want to live stream your own death on the biggest streaming platform in the world? Yeah, I guess so. Don't die for 12 people. The last thing you want to do is kill yourself for 12 people. Don't you want to die on the biggest streaming platform in the world? Stranger Things, House of Cards, and now Your Death on Netflix. And they'll run a parental thing before it. They'll go, listen, a parental notification during some of the cyber begging challenges that will now be featured on Netflix, the largest digital streaming platform in the world. Some of the people are going to kill themselves. So that's why we got Netflix Kids. If you're not into that, we got cartoons where people, I don't know. What is it? It's always like a non-binary pony over there or something. But the point is this. These people deserve to be on Netflix. I'm telling you, deserve to be on Netflix. You deserve to have your death on the larger stream. Now, of course, people are going to have to find it. They didn't even mark it as death. I was on Netflix for a half hour trying to find my son's live stream death. I was trying to find my son's live stream death, and I ended up getting distracted, and I watched some of Dexter. That was good. But then I found it. Now, they're not going to market it. You got to market your own live stream death when it's on Netflix. You're lucky it's on there. You were lucky it's on there. You don't have to, what are they going to market it? They'll take out a billboard. They'll take out a billboard with your bloated face when you put that last line of gack in your yak, when you put that last line of grout in your nose before you end your earthly journey, Netflix will take a photo out of your bloated face as you're about to collapse onto the mirror with the cocaine. But and your booze face, your eyes bugging out of your head, they'll put up a billboard. People will see it. But you got to make sure you effectively kind of do the mark. But you're on the service. You're lucky to be on the service. You're lucky to be on the service. You understand that? If you think for a minute that Netflix is not trying to have people live stream their deaths on Netflix, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind. My agent, I'm telling you right now, is having a stroke right now. But if you think Netflix is not trying to get people to kill themselves on Netflix, you're out of your mind. That's all they're trying to do. They are sitting with lawyers day in and day out to try to find a way to legally get people to kill themselves on that thing for money. Okay? If you think Netflix is not having an AI write Ice versus Lesbian, if you think that's not coming out in 2 years, you're out of your mind. If you don't think Netflix is having artificial intelligence write a making a murderer style thing about this whole thing, you're out of your mind. And that's a great thing now because AI is also going to prompt the people to kill them. You're not even going to need the people soon. AI is going to prompt the people in the cyber begging challenges to kill themselves. And Netflix is going to put it, can I say that again? And Netflix, because every time I say it, people that do business with me get very nervous. But again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm excited for it. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get me? I'm excited for it. And AI, and they're going to say this in a meeting at Netflix. They go, our calculations are that AI very soon will actually start asking the people to kill themselves, and we will just have to stream it. Thank you. Get legal on AI. Can you get, Donna, get legal on AI telling the people to kill themselves? Where are we on that? Where are we on legal? Well, because if the people tell them to kill themselves and we're just a host of this whole thing. We're not really involved. But if it's our AI, Donna, what if it's just for sake of argument here, Donna, what if it's an outside AI that's like ours but not ours, and that's telling them to kill themselves, and they do on this? Okay, just lawyer that. Donna, just lawyer that, please. Lawyer that, please. Tiger roll as well with the avocado. Tiger roll. Thank you. Just lawyer that. TimDillonComedy.com. There are no shows. Don't come. We're done. And, be kind out there to each other. Truly. Be kind, because we are in a situation where we're living in a time where there's such a negative vibe in the air. People aren't happy. And the only thing that we can do is kind of reach out to the people we love and love them. Reach out to the people you love and love them. Bye-bye.